Hello, welcome back to Womprat Radio. Oh my gosh, Kenobi, Cassian, Darth Vader, Mando, Asoka, and this little thing called Star Wars Celebration. All of that and so much more. Stick around.
WRRT, Womprat Radio, Tatooine.
Isley Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Impressive. Most impressive. You are not a Jedi yet.
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power.
I love you.
I know.
It binds the galaxy together.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
No disintegration.
As you wish.
Half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
This is where the fun begins.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi.
Feel. Don't think. Use your instincts.
This is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
Asoka. My name is Asoka Tano.
Why did you come here?
Because of you and your apprentice.
You already know the truth. The belonging you seek is not behind you. It is ahead.
My name's Rex. But you'll call me Captain or Sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
They said 50 years old.
The commission was quite specific. The asset was to be terminated.
Whoa, man. Slow down. Might want to quit while you're ahead.
You might want to quit while you're behind.
Can not tear this ship apart until you found those plans and bring me the passengers. I want them alive.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only
Not
hope.
so fast. It appears I have an idiot's array.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
He doesn't like you.
Sorry.
I don't like you either.
I am Bo-Katan of Clan Kryze.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Use the Force, Luke. Let go, Luke. You can't win, Darth. You strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Put Captain Solo in a cargo hold.
Could be worse.
It's worse.
Ranger Crest, do you copy? You have to reduce speed.
Almost there. Almost there.
Ranger Crest, do you copy?
May the Force be with you.
Your destiny lies with me, Skywalker. Obi-Wan knew this to be true.
Wars not make one great. Thank Ferret, that was close.
You were right. You were right about me.
I absolutely love that beginning. It just gets me going. Hello, Lily John. Hello, Tina, Ken, everyone. Thank you so much. I have some people. Oh, there's so much happening. I don't know where to start. So I'm going to start with my buddy, Captain Stan Solo. Captain Solo's in the house, my friend.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good, and I know you're in the house, but you'd much rather be at Celebration. We don't have to talk about that.
You know
You
what?
are a veteran of Celebration. We're going to get into that shortly.
My calendar just popped up just right now. Tickets for Star Wars Celebration tomorrow.
All right.
Just
All right.
reminder.
We'll get back to that because I'm not alone with Captain Solo, although, always welcome. Edward Mazzilli, what's up?
Hey,
my
Sam.
bud?
How's it going?
There's so much to talk about. It's amazing. And,
Bright
and
sun.
bright suns. That's exactly right. Bright suns or rising moons, bright moons. Maybe that's what's going
It's
on
a little
this
late, you're
evening
right.
here.
How's it
But
going?
it's perfect. It's going good, man. Thank you for joining us. I can't wait to talk Star Wars. And lastly, Jimmy, what's up, my man?
What's going on?
What's happening?
I am fantastic. I gotta say, Ken Skidmore over in the comments says, "Happy Wednesday, everyone, and happy Star Wars Day." And I know as Star Wars fans, we have adopted May the 4th as Star Wars Day, but technically today is the 45th anniversary of the premiere of A New Hope in theaters. So I say today is also Star Wars Day.
You are absolutely correct, Jimmy. It was one of the first things I had to talk to, which was to bring up one of these original images and basically say 45 years ago today. 45 years ago today.
Do you think they made that image before they realized they were brother and sister? It's kind of it's totally it's a little sultry.
I mean, look at C-3PO in this image, right? He's sort of off there, but even more importantly, Dan had sent me ahead of time one of the original movie posters that was out on that day. It was Memorial Day weekend then too. But
wow!
And what's interesting, it was a Wednesday.
Right,
Wednesday.
Nice.
Premieres Wednesday, May the 25th.
Classic.
Here's what I love about this poster, guys: is free Star Wars buttons to the first 5,000 patrons. I have no idea what that button was.
I didn't get mine. I don't know.
Ed,
I was late.
Wherever that was, Ed would have gotten a button because Ed's always early. I would have gotten whatever the second trinket was.
You know what? I didn't see it on opening day. I saw it a couple weeks later. Did you see it opening day, Ed?
Not opening day. I saw it in 77. I saw it in about July, I think it was, early part of July down the beach.
I saw it that summer. I did not see it on opening day. It was one of those things where word of mouth. I was a youngster at the time, and word of mouth got my the family to take me, and Dad took me to see it, and boom, we've talked about it from there. Those experiences.
Oh yeah,
an entertainment odyssey to the edge of your imagination and beyond.
It was like about a year later I got to see it in theaters because I lived in a small town and it took a long time for movies to get to us.
Oh, bummer.
And I already had comics 7, 8, and 9 in my hand before I saw the movie theater.
Wow.
So you remember Jackson the Rabbit in the original early comics?
I do.
So that was like my favorite character from the comic books. And then I saw the movie. I'm like, where's Jackson? Where's the rabbit?
Yeah, because the rabbit wasn't there.
The rabbit wasn't in there, but he was in the comic books.
I also grew up in a very small town, and we did not have a movie theater. But I was also 2 in 1977, so
you wouldn't have cared.
I didn't. I saw it years later, but I did still see it very young, and I've been a fan in my whole life. So
yeah,
Ken is saying, go ahead. Yeah, he's saying it didn't hit Winnipeg till around June. So it took about a month.
And that's where you were. Were you there?
No, I was north of here yet. You
were
north of Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know there was a north of Winnipeg.
It wasn't even a town; it was a village. We had more churches and stop signs where I grew up, but we did have a theater.
Sure. Well, that's good.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah. So I definitely saw it then. Tina did too, but not on the first day. And I get that. I mean, we didn't know about it back then, but oh my gosh, you just think of where we've come in 45 years. The next image I have, and I don't know if you guys have seen this Vanity Fair article, but look at this. Yep. It's like, are you kidding me? You got Asoka, you got Mando, Obi-Wan, and Cassian all in the same photo, all just absolutely amazing where we've come.
Only one classic, which is an odd thing to think about if you really go there.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan being the only original.
Yeah. He is. Everything. And you know what? It gets back to where I was going to head next. What was that? Look at what's happened from this timeline thing, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking about Cassian. We're talking about Asoka, we're talking about Obi-Wan, all of these things that are all going to come together and just be this cool Star Wars storytelling that I absolutely love. Just amazing.
I like my only plans for Friday night is to come home from work and park my butt in a chair with a burger or something and watch 2 episodes of Obi-Wan.
The 2 are coming out. That's going to be amazing. I can't wait. We'll get there in a minute. And all this with Celebration happening too. It's crazy. Although I want to go back for a second if I can. I don't know if you guys caught this video, it's a minute and a half of behind the scenes of them filming and shooting that cover, which I think is just amazing. So let me hit play on this and we'll watch this together.
We're here shooting for the...
Oh, I wanted it to play, not stop.
The new Vanity Fair shot by Annie Leibovitz.
It's an incredible honor. Annie has been a part of Star Wars for 40 years.
I've always had a real fondness for the Vanity Fair Star Wars issues, so working with Annie again was really special for me.
Here we go. I've worked with Annie all through my career, really. She's a legend, for a good reason. Her photographs are extraordinary.
Annie Leibovitz, Vanity Fair. What comes to mind is iconic.
One of the things that was really fun was that all the shows were coming together.
Really nice. We've got Andor, we've got Obi-Wan, we've got Mandalorian, we've got Asoka.
Just standing up there with the smoke and the wind and the cape.
Yes! To be part of this moment. It's just mind-blowing.
This new era with Star Wars and streaming, now we have time to tell these much more ongoing, elaborate stories that interconnect.
It's a moment where the Star Wars universe can take risks and reinvent and surprise fans.
I can only say I cannot believe my life.
Thank you, everybody.
Just crazy. I love it.
So it's interesting. Pedro saying, "I can't believe my life," considering he was whining about not getting enough FaceTime.
Right? When I first saw that cover, I wondered if they had actually done it digitally, where they took them individually and put them together. So happy to see that was not the case.
Which makes you wonder what else they were doing, right? So,
Right.
these stories all crisscross.
She does, but they do. It's interesting because a lot of the photos she does makes you think about. A lot of photos she does for Disney makes you think about other things that may be coming, and sometimes they seem to go nowhere. A few years ago, she did some hitchhiking ghost pictures with like Jack Black as the shorter one, and then,
right, yeah.
So you remember those, and that everybody's like freaking out, but that didn't really pan out to anything. It was just photos that they posed for. And then she also did a bunch of actresses and stuff in the places of princesses at one point too. And the photos were amazing, but they didn't go it wasn't like a clue to anything to come. They just were pictures. They were just for artistic value, which they're beautiful and they're wonderful on their own. But not knowing any better, you look at that and go, what does this mean? And sometimes,
but here I don't think so. I have the pictures because I have the magazine, so I have some of them that I'm going to share because I don't think we've seen them all. But Lily Johns was in high school when it came out, and Ken, I get you with the getting emotional over these pictures because I'm going to go to the first one that was in this article here. Okay, those are the first two, right? It's Vader who's back. And the Inquisitors we know are out there. The Inquisitors are hunting down the Jedi. This is all about the Obi-Wan special. Look at Vader. Oh,
I can't read it. What is her name?
Reva. R-E-V-A.
Is that how you say it? There's a Y. Yeah, R-E-V-A.
Mm-hmm.
R-E-V-A, the Inquisitor.
Because in Rebels, the only one they really named the Inquisitor was the Grand Inquisitor, and the other ones just called like Fifth Brother and Seventh Sister.
That's exactly right.
Another interesting thing about the Inquisitors is, Freddie Prinze Jr. did the voice of Kanan Jarrus, and his wife did the voice of Fifth Sister.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I did not know that. So, that's really cool.
Yep. So. Little cool trivia. Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah,
very cool. Nice,
that's
nice
really
shiny cool. Vader here. I see brand new Vader.
Nice shiny Vader, brand new Vader. That's exactly right. Not battle tested or scarred, and he's got his Inquisitors, and of course we also have Obi-Wan. Looks good. I mean, he's
not looking that much. Not looking 10 years later, actually.
It's good. Those are the images we got from Obi-Wan. Now the next image is from Cassian, and I love this because that's Mon Mothma.
Oh, okay, excellent.
I was Mon Mothma,
and they did
starting an uprising. Yes,
they did an actress change.
They did
because Mon Mothma in Rogue One was a different actress.
Mm-hmm.
It was. This is
Guinevere O'Reilly.
That's who that is.
Guinevere O'Reilly's Galactic Senator. Oh no, that's not her actress's name. That's her. Guinevere O'Reilly's Republic Senator secretly leads an uprising against the Empire.
Yeah, and Cassian, of course, who Diego Luna, who gives up everything. Now the cool part here is we have premieres late summer 2022, so we know that is coming.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
And that leads us to Din Djarin. Which is Mandalorian, of course. And we see here the Mandalorian returns late 2022 or early 2023. So they didn't.
I would say early 2023 if that's
what I'm thinking.
That's season 3 of Mando, but we know it's coming.
And I love little weird parallels that connect me to different things, and it's not Star Wars related. But Diego Luna and what's his name? The Mando dude,
Pedro
Pascal, both played in the series Narcos. One of them played in Narcos, and one of them played in Narcos Mexico. Both of them were the lead in 2 seasons of the same show.
Cool.
So it's just interesting when those things come together like that. It always interests me.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool. And of course, Asoka Tano, scheduled to premiere in 2023. We know the filming has begun based on the image that Rosia Dawson shared on the Instagram of the director's chair.
And can we talk about her accidental leak?
Yeah, let's do it, because I don't know that I know it. Other than so I read the article, and the article mentions it as being an accidental leak.
So she basically went on social media about how she was so happy that Hayden Christensen was going to be in the Ahsoka series.
Oh,
and
okay.
Got an email from Lucasfilm being like, no, you can't post that, and she had to remove it.
But I'm not surprised at that at all. I'm not, being that all these were together. So clearly they were filming all this stuff together, and there's crossover material between it.
Plus, he'll be without he'll be not Darth Vader. He'll definitely be in the
He'll
old
be
stage.
Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, could be. We don't know. We don't know when in Ahsoka's timeline this is. He could be Vader, because he was Vader at the end of Rebels when she came into play. So he could be Vader. We're not really sure.
And by the way, it's a perfect segue to this image, which is Hayden Christensen and Ian McGregor practicing for a lightsaber duel. And here it even says it's Anakin Skywalker, now Darth Vader, at least in the Obi-Wan series, we know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool.
Which, it's...
I wonder if he'll get any FaceTime.
Well, it's interesting because...
Or it could be just all Darth. No, I'm just saying, could it be a flashback?
Unless they do a flashback. They might do a flashback.
Could be a flashback.
And it's also interesting because it's like kind of fills in a little gap from A New Hope when you see them battle.
Yes.
Because you don't know when their last... The only thing we know was the one at the end of Revenge of the Sith. That being...
Well, yeah, I always assumed that was the last one, that the Mustafar battle was the final one that they had.
We did, but he wasn't Vader yet. And Obi-Wan refers to fighting Vader in A New Hope, right?
And they never see each other till A New Hope, so that's definite canon, right? They meet each other on a Death Star.
I don't know that. I think we're about to see a change.
Yeah, I think there could be have had a battle in between those 2 points,
which we're gonna see. And I think it's gonna be.
And not only that, awesome. Like, how would Obi-Wan know that Vader is more twisted, more machine now than man, as he says in A New Hope? Unless he actually
heard, though. Everybody heard of Darth Vader coming around hunting the Jedi. I'm sure.
Yeah, but he doesn't know if he's more. Well, I guess he would know he's more machine because he cut off half his limbs. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. That's right.
And they were kind of burned up, so they're done.
That's right. Here's an image that I really like, which is these guys in the void: Dave Filoni, Deborah Chow, Jon Favreau, and Kathleen Kennedy, all in the volume, which is where they're filming all of this stuff. And I mean, this is the masterminds right there. These are the people behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just love that. Looking at the volume behind them, looking at Slave One over here on the side is really cool. And
Boba Fett starship, Sam.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is the fire spray or whatever the hell they call it. No, but here it does get into the fact that Filoni's moved on to the Ahsoka series, and Deborah Chow is taking on Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Well, I would think that's probably because most of the story work's done, so now she's just got to direct it, right?
Yeah.
Well, they announced that a while back too. That's was known.
Yeah, like Filoni's more like probably the storyboard guy, and then he hands it off to the director and moves on to the next project with Jon Favreau.
Sure.
Well, the other thing too is I think anything dealing with Ahsoka, Filoni gets right in there. Like, that's his character.
Oh it's his character. That's his child.
Absolutely. Completely agree.
Do you know there's gonna be wolves in there? There's gonna be owls in there.
Yes, exactly.
Series.
Yeah,
there's going to be the world between worlds somewhere. Who knows, right? There could be a trip down that path. Speaking of child, by the way, There you go. That's the last one. The last image that was in the magazine.
That's
well, they have that in the I saw that live where it was actually moving around earlier.
Yeah, it was in the video
commercial or
montage.
something. Yeah, too.
Yeah.
Easy being green. That's kind of a is that kind of a Kermit reference?
I think it is.
Not anymore.
We didn't want him to be too cute, he says.
Being green easy is.
Yeah.
Being green easy is.
We're
You're
not
exactly
sure.
right.
We're not sure if Grogu is going to have the same speech impediment as Yoda, just because
We
they're
don't
the
know
same. Yeah, just because they're the same
True.
species.
True. Could have
He
been
needs to
the
say
neighborhood he was brought up on.
Yeah,
It was interesting how Luke asked
from the
him that,
hood.
though. How Luke asked Grogu, he says, "Did people talk like that back where you came from?" Like Luke always wanted to know.
Yeah. Is it just him?
Is it just him?
Is everybody there talking riddles?
Or is it
We're
just
gonna
him?
find out.
That's funny.
Oh, that's good stuff. I like it.
They're going
It
to have
is
the
good.
trailer for that or the announcement for Mandalorian 3 during this event this week. Or
I hope so. And in fact, let me go one more here. I want to make a connection between Favreau here to something that Stan had shared with me earlier, which is the new Black Series figurine from the Mandalorian, which is Jon Favreau.
That's awesome.
There you go, right there.
That's
so his
incredible.
that's crazy.
He got his own. He got his own figure, man.
Crazy. That's
As
awesome.
far as, I mean, I don't know if there's very many people who have contributed, just to comic book / sci-fi movies than Jon Favreau. I mean, he is pretty much responsible for the resurgence of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now he's putting his fingerprints all over all these great Star Wars stuff. I mean, he's like a nerd hero.
Yeah,
completely agree, man. Yes, nerd hero, giving us what we wanted after the original trilogy. The timeline. This is what we wanted all along. I love it.
What I can't fathom is how busy is this guy? Like,
Sure.
my gosh,
He
what's
must
his
do
day
nothing.
like?
Yeah, he must do nothing but work.
Yeah, that's great.
Like that's insanity.
I was going to say the face looks like a beefed up Iron Man, Tony Stark.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Sort of does, but it's just cool. I love it, and this is real. This is
he
the
was
Black
Tony
Series.
Stark's bodyguard.
Sure. Back in the
Looks
day
like
when
he's
he
got a
was
gun like Maze did in
like Baze Melba.
Maze turret. Yeah. All right, let's very quickly let's recap ourselves on the Obi-Wan series with a quick trailer. I did it again. I'm so sorry.
They're coming. Stay hidden, or we will not survive.
Leave us alone.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father? You still want Kenobi. He's gone.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places. I want every lowlife and bounty hunter to squeeze him. You can't run, Obi-Wan! You can't escape him!
No.
Oh my goodness.
So there's only one thing about that I don't like. 6 episodes.
I know.
That's the only thing I don't like.
Andor has 12.
I grimaced a little bit when it said the 6-episode event. And I'm like, and we're getting 2 the first day, so there's only gonna be 4 after that.
How long?
Weeks. Yeah,
are they
5
48
weeks.
minutes like the others? Or are they going to be an hour?
I don't know. I I don't know. I think that's what's so cool about Disney Plus is you don't have to be constrained to a 30-minute time slot. You can be,
No,
and we saw that in some of the Boba Fett's. Some were 40 minutes, some were 30.
Well, I was going to say, and they don't even some are longer and some are shorter, so they don't really have any constraints whatsoever. It's not like they're in a TV time slot where they have to worry about that stuff.
Right, and that's what I was asking because, like I said, Andor has 12 episodes. Maybe they're like 37-minute episodes versus 48 to 50-minute, like 6-season episode or 6.
No, I thought Andor was going to be divided up into 2 seasons, though.
I heard
was what I heard.
It was 12 eps. I thought for the first season, and then the second.
Oh,
one.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah. Some of the chat here, Tina's saying it's going to be hard to wait every week for the next episode. No kidding.
That's how.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Although,
I think I like it.
The first week is great because we're getting it on Friday and we only have to wait till Wednesday. So the first 3 episodes, actually, holy crap, the first 3 episodes by next Wednesday. So it's only a week, less than a week.
Half done.
And then we only have
I might
3
be
weeks.
staying up
So
for
it's
this
not
one.
like we have 6 weeks of episodes.
Be staying up.
So the original 2 are going to come out on a Friday, but then after that they're going to Wednesday.
That's what I assumed. I don't know.
I haven't heard.
We have to.
I
Somebody's
thought
got
they were
to
going to
Google
stick with Fridays.
list.
Well, if they stick with Friday, then there you go. There's your week.
And they started to do their releases on Friday, then they moved to Wednesday, and now they're moving back to Friday. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not.
I like the Fridays better.
I like
the Fridays better too, but I think Disney wants you going to the movie theater on Fridays. Which is why they're dropping them on Wednesdays.
Yeah, and I like the Wednesdays better because Wednesday nights I typically don't do anything. On Friday nights I typically like to go out.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, oh my God, we have to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
But we do a roundtable discussion on Grand Circle Tour every week, and we usually record it Sunday. So if it comes out Wednesday, by the time Sunday rolls around,
you're good.
It's already been around for a while. If it comes out Friday, we record Sunday. It works out better. Works better for me.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So we saw the trailer. We saw some of the Inquisitors. I'm not out looking for spoilers, but you guys know I love my Legos, right?
There was
here's one of my latest sets, which
That
I
was
built
the,
here recently.
Canyon.
It's cool. Yeah, that canyon there.
Nice.
Awesome.
There was a droid. There was a droid in that trailer, I believe, that looked like the droid that was in that crew with in the Mandalorian when they went and tried to take the prisoner out.
That droid's also
was it Zero? Was his name Zero?
Zero's also in a comic book, and he's in a comic book with Vader. So it very well could be 000, or they call him Zero.
Yeah,
he's the dark droid. He's an assassin droid. Is what he is.
Yeah, he's an assassin droid, but he's got like a bug-shaped head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he looks a lot like some of the. I think it was in the Death Star in one of the originals. He just has that kind of a shape.
Yeah, there's a couple of droids walking around
cool.
like C-3PO that look like him.
Yeah, which by the way, what was up with the arm coming out? Was that clipping on to Vader, or what
that was Vader's arm? Definitely,
that was Vader's arm. Okay.
Yeah. The one that got me though was that chest plate with the spikes were this long on it, digging into his gut.
Was it his gut or was it his back?
The battery pack goes right in its.
I think that was right into his chest.
Sure.
That's pretty cool.
Well, it's there to monitor his systems. Definitely, it's going to go on all the way.
Probably a pacemaker. Send him little shocks every now and then.
Whatever.
All right. So here's what I did on the Lego front, because there is a new Lego set which I'm going to share with you guys. It is the Inquisitor's transport ship, and the first thing I did is went, hold on. What are the minifigs?
For the characters.
We get Ben Kenobi, not Obi-Wan, which is really cool.
Sure.
Then we get the Grand Inquisitor, Jimmy. That's what you were talking about. Yep. Then we get Rhea, who is the third sister, according to the Lego set, and we get the fifth brother. So those are the characters that come in the Lego set. So you got the Grand Inquisitor, the third sister, and the fifth brother.
Nice.
It's my understanding that and I just watched this because I'm rewatching Clone Wars, that the Grand Inquisitor was one of the temple guards in Ahsoka's trial. He's a
very possible. Okay.
Yeah, he's a defected Jedi temple guard.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to know it all. He thought he deserved it for some reason. I can't remember the exact details, but he definitely went bad.
Yep.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you look at it, I go,
stories, all those
cool.
stories. I mean, those stories are just cool as hell to me.
Did you notice one of the flashes on one of the faces of the actor in that trailer was one of the guys from what was the last Marvel movie? The with all the gods. Now, before Doctor Strange,
externals or
right,
internals?
the
Eternals.
The Indian actor was in this also, and I gotta think he's a Jedi that gets caught, because there's another flash in the trailer where you see the behind of a Jedi bending down before the saber comes down from one of the Inquisitors.
Okay.
And I think it's the same gentleman, so I'm curious to find out what Jedi this is, or if they're just going to make it up.
And it's my understanding that the Inquisitors are Force sensitive, but they aren't Jedi or Sith.
Right. Correct. They're heavy on the dark side.
They're hired guns, right? Aren't they hired by Vader to track down Jedi?
Yeah.
But they're not mercenaries, or they're not
right.
You know,
They serve only him. Yeah.
Right. Which is a wonder if he kind of puts them down toward the end if they don't get killed just naturally.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of trying to get rid of everybody's competition.
Yeah. Which is the Sith way, right?
True.
That's exactly what Palpatine did when he found out about Darth Maul's brother. He immediately went and killed him because he didn't want to be overthrown. He didn't want to be overthrown by. That's why there's only
Savage.
That's why there's only two, because
Yeah,
the
they're
apprentice
paranoid.
can't the apprentice can't team up with somebody else and overthrow the master.
That's right. There's only two, a master and an apprentice.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
And 15 Inquisitors.
Which is interesting.
15 Inquisitors.
Well, but they're not.
Sure.
But they're not complete Force users, though. They're just Force sensitive.
Yeah.
Right. And they also had those extra dark troopers. Did you notice the troopers in the black uniforms, which are definitely trained to hunt Jedi also? Which is
This series is going to be awesome.
Oh,
I cannot. There's so many ways that they can go with this thing. We're just scratching the surface, and we're going to find out soon. That's what.
Is there any
not a little Easter eggs? I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Do you think we're going to see any characters that haven't been announced yet pop up?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm hoping.
Like,
I think so.
Could we see Boba Fett appear?
I don't know.
It's possible.
Isn't Boba Fett still cutting his way out of a Sarlacc at this point?
So this is 10 years now. This is 10 years before 10 years after the end of the first three. This is 10 years or 8 years before Luke kind of goes into the New Hope.
That's right.
Now the reason why I say Boba Fett is that one line in Empire where Vader's talking about we have to get this Han Solo, and he turns directly to Boba Fett and says, and no disintegrations.
Yes.
So there's a history with Boba Fett and Vader.
Sure.
Who did Boba
there
disintegrate? He wasn't supposed to disintegrate.
Well, and that's true.
Is
And then in Clone Wars and Rebels, you see a young Boba Fett as kind of a bounty hunter. But we don't see him again till Empire.
Yeah,
right?
Boba Fett's pretty young at this point in the timeline.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was in Rebels
he'll be
20s.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, because this will be.
He's going to be pretty young, because if he's, if we're right, thinking back to what I wanted to talk about, Bad Batch, we'll get back to.
Well, hang on. How many years is it before Empire?
It's 10 years before Empire. So remember in Rebels, Boba Fett was a little kid, right?
21.
Boba Fett was a kid in Rebels trying
Clone
to
Wars. Clone Wars, not
That was
Rebels.
Clone Wars. Okay,
Clone
that was
Wars.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, got it. Okay.
Yeah, so this is like, what, 10, 15 years after Clone Wars.
In Clone Wars, he had to be 12, 13 years old, maybe 14 years old. So now he's probably in his mid-20s.
Yeah. So he's a young bounty hunter at this point.
Yeah.
When looking at this timeline,
disintegrating people without permission.
I'll tell you right now, and looking at this timeline, what I would love to see somewhere reference to Crimson Dawn and Darth Maul. Somewhere. Because remember, at the end of Solo, he's out there with his crime syndicate. So there's no reason why 3 years later he's not in charge of some big crime syndicate.
I think Lucasfilm turned her back on everything that happened in Solo. I don't think they'll refer back to Solo.
He still exists because
he's there.
Obi-Wan doesn't kill him until
the Rebels, till late Rebels.
Late Rebels. Obi-Wan kills him, and Clone Wars leaves him off as kind of running the crime syndicates.
and he does that cameo in Solo at the very end.
Correct.
So yeah,
So he's around
that would be
somewhere.
cool. He's around.
I don't disagree with Stan that most of the stuff in Solo, Lucas has kind of abandoned, but there is. I mean, he's out there somewhere.
Yeah. I think Ken's spot on there saying that we see a lot of. There's a shot of Obi-Wan in the trailer right after Vader's breathing. Kenobi is aware that it's Vader, right? He knows he can sense Anakin.
Oh yeah. They got to meet up. They got to meet up in this.
Yeah, they're practicing their fight, so I think it's going to happen. But based on that timeline, there's interesting things that could happen in the story.
One interview I heard from one of the directors or the director mentioned how somebody complained that, from the trailer, this is going to be another series taking place on Tatooine. We saw it in Mandalorian, and then Boba Fett, we got stuck on Tatooine again.
Yeah.
So he said that it's only going to be a little part of the beginning and a little part of the end, but a lot of it's not going to be on Tatooine. So what are they going to do? Is it going to be a lot of the Jedi Hunters?
I got a theory.
Let's hear it, buddy.
Well, so Luke and Leia are the same age, right? So Luke is 10 in this?
Yes.
Yeah, they're twins.
Let's say Obi-Wan gets wind of a young princess from Alderaan getting kidnapped.
Oh, good one. I like that. And she knows Obi-Wan from the war. She knows exactly who he is. So why would she hear about him from the Clone Wars if they kind of were abandoned before she was like a baby, or she was like 0 years old?
I gotta start to write this down because we're getting some predictions there. I'm saying Darth Maul is going to make an appearance. Stan's saying that there could be some reference to or cameo from Leia in here, very possible.
You could possibly have a cameo of Han Solo, perhaps, in Tatooine, Mos Eisley, because he'd be a young smuggler at that point still.
Or you could see the Falcon flying around somewhere for that, right?
I don't think we'll see Solo, but I think we'll see Chewie.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Because when he goes to Mos Eisley, he seems to already know Chewie.
Right, and he knows how bad Mos Eisley is. I mean, they hang out there like it's their joint. They're hanging.
Yeah.
He did know who Chewie was. This guy's he can get us off planet. Okay, I remember.
Yeah, he says Chewie here tells me he knows you're a good fighter, so he knows Chewie from somewhere.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And he didn't meet Chewie in Revenge of the Sith. Yoda did, but Obi-Wan never did. So I think we might get a Chewie appearance.
Did we put money down on a Boba Fett? Maybe somewhere somehow.
I think it's a long shot for Boba.
Tina's saying maybe Lando. It's possible.
Unless it's some mix up with the bounty hunters they do when they're sending out the Jedi hunters. Maybe bounty hunters get brought in. You might see a flash.
Well, I mean, we were just talking about the droid we saw. That's a kind of a bounty hunter droid. Yeah. So
Zero.
It wouldn't be out of the box to see, just a cameo of Boba being part of that. They could do like they did in Empire and just give him like 3 seconds of screen time.
Sure.
Yeah. So what's the lady's name? Reva or something along those lines?
Reva, yeah.
She says get every bounty hunter after him. And every bounty hunter to me is Bosk, IG-88,
right.
A Zucker, and you go right down the list of all
the usual suspects.
Cad
Bane. Absolutely.
Tina brings up another name that perhaps it'd be tough to get him in there because he doesn't seem like the guy that would show up on Tatooine, but who knows? But Lando, you never know. He's
Lando, absolutely. I wrote him down on the list and I put Tina's name next to it to see if we're right. Because that's so cool. I didn't know we were going to go down this path, but we could have a bingo card and just start to knock him off, man.
Another thing I think we're going to see is Ben is going to be doing grunt work. Like he's going to be like, how they have like the truck pulls up and they just hire hands and they hop on the truck and I think he's going to be doing that type of living. At the beginning.
Have any of you guys read the Obi-Wan Kenobi book? They always have like these Star Wars books out. It was only out maybe in the last 10 years, and they have a book about him on Tatooine right after Luke gets put into with his aunt and uncle. And he basically just stands back, but he bides his time by helping out the local settlers in this town on the other side of the flat or something like that, far away from where Luke is, but they definitely keep him busy. So there's just kind of local stuff going on.
I mean, that's how every Star Wars hero is in the beginning when you meet them, right? Luke's working out on a farm, Rey's a scavenger, selling parts off of, so yeah.
Right.
You can definitely see it.
Right. And Ken mentioned about taking place on Coruscant. I thought that right away, but I would have thought there would have been much more lights for Coruscant This looked like he broke out of the clouds over a city on a planet, perhaps, but you never know. Maybe.
Maybe. We could
Jedi
get
temple.
There at
Maybe a
some point.
Jedi going back to the temple and he gets caught.
Maybe.
He missed the message.
Bingo. Hold your cards. Tina's right.
That'd be Jeddah, wouldn't it?
Right.
It could be Jeddah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good.
I
Was
don't
it
think we'll see
Jeddah?
R2D2 or C3PO. I think that's a little big
God, I
stretch.
don't know. They're like the constants
Yeah, I
in
don't
every
know.
one.
Maybe.
Unless he goes to Alderaan, because they
Right,
would be
maybe
at
Alderaan.
Alderaan with
To meet up with
Leah.
with
that's
Leia
her-
and
that's
why
her
am I blanking on
protocol
his
trait.
name?
Jimmy
Her dad.
Smits. What's his
Jimmy
name?
Smits.
Princess Leia, Bell Organa. Bell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
Organa, yeah.
Yeah. So they might be
I'll
there.
put him on the list.
If he goes
He's
to
on the
Alderaan.
bingo card.
Well,
I think Mon Mothma needs to be on the bingo card too, because this.
Well, we already
series would
saw
end
her.
up-
Oh, she's got.
We know she's
Well,
gonna be
she's
there.
there
Oh, no,
for
she's in
Cassian.
Cassian.
She's there for
She's
She's
in
in
Cassian.
Cassian, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
only 4 years after Obi-Wan, right?
Oh yeah. That's all.
So
that's not
in
long.
Cassian, it's about 5 BBY because they never really told us when it was, just that it's before Rogue One.
Well, we know it's not after Rogue One.
That's for sure.
The problem with C3PO though is C3PO would have remembered Obi-Wan in A New Hope, and he doesn't know Obi-Wan.
Can I
C-3PO
throw a little wrench into this too? As
C-3PO
far as
doesn't.
the C3PO,
Yeah, do it.
thing? They will be in this because they belong to the captain of the ship from Alderaan, right? He was the owner of C3PO and R2D2 at the beginning of the New Hope.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's a definitely Alderaan connection.
These droids,
with
but
those
these droids claim to belong to the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do you know him? That's right. It's exactly what Luke says.
Well,
And
R2 did,
and
but
Obi-Wan.
C-3PO
Yeah,
didn't.
R2 did. And Obi-Wan says, "I don't ever remember owning a droid."
Well, that's just because Leah programmed that into it right before they left the ship.
Sure.
Well,
I
they
know, but if
wiped.
you-
Belong to the captain of the ship.
But if you watch
The other thing,
Clone
too, is-
Wars, you think back to A New Hope and think, how can Obi-Wan not remember this damn droid?
Well, because never-
George Lucas explained that. He says
Okay.
droids are like toasters. You don't remember every toaster you used to own.
I know, yeah,
True. Good point.
but
Droids are like
R2D2
toasters.
R2D2 got Obi-Wan and
That's right,
Anakin out of a lot of tight spots. He would have
Well,
remembered
yeah.
R2.
So did my
Captain
toaster, but I don't remember.
Antilles. Ken wants to put Captain Antilles on the bingo card. I could see doing that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You
You could put Big and Wedge on there too. Who knows? Maybe they show up as little kids playing with Luke.
How about
Great.
I think Wedge
Kitster?
was a little older.
Maybe.
Kitster might be in this.
Who?
Kitster. Young Annie's friend. From
Young
episode
Annie's
1.
friend.
You never know.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's kind of cool. Just going down all the characters that could be there.
Can you put a character in that's an actor as opposed to a character to see what character he might play in this? Warwick Davis, will he be playing?
Yeah. You know what?
Maybe,
Who knows?
Where was
You
this filmed?
mentioned-
Was this filmed in London or was it filmed in?
In the what do they call
Volume.
that thing? The volume. In the volume, yeah.
So I think that's in England, isn't it?
So
I thought they made
well,
a second one.
That's in
somewhere.
LA, isn't it?
They were talking about.
Wow,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure then.
Hang on, where's I can tell you, where's Obi-Wan from?
Ewan McGregor's from not England. I thought it was Wales or England or something definitely.
Yeah, okay. So they filmed in LA. Because his dad was excited that he was filming Star Wars and he thought he was going to be filming back home again. And he said, "No, Dad, I'm not going to be seeing you. I'm not filming there."
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I buy that logic. That works.
Yeah,
and it is interesting that
There we go, young Greedo.
Young Greedo.
Nah, that could be any one of them though. We saw a couple of those.
Under the
guys
G
last-
line for the bingo card.
So Ewan McGregor is Scottish.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Fair
'Cause,
enough.
he said he wasn't going to be heading home to see his dad, which is what he originally thought. Because I guess a lot of Star Wars is being filmed in the UK area.
How about
Oh, have been.
do we put Black Chrysanthemum on here? Could he show up as one of the bounty hunters? I'm putting him on.
Stage factor.
He'd be a young. Well, they lived to 300.
He's a
Yeah, he
Wookiee.
wouldn't be that young. No, he's a Wookiee.
He's
right?
a Wookiee.
Yeah.
He'd be no different than Chewie.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is getting fun. And then you might get Doc Alpha. You could get all these characters from the comic books.
Oh, just to tie it in.
Yeah, I mean, and that could
I'll
just
put
be
me down for a
something
gonk droid.
That's
Yeah,
a,
definitely.
I'll pick a gonk droid.
Yeah, and I'll go with a mouse droid.
that's the new
Those,
arcade.
those two are almost always they're in everything.
I think I got my bingo card filled with all these.
And a TIE fighter.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, ships are easy.
Probably gonna be a Y-wing in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah, so what we don't know about it is these 6 episodes, are they all one after each other and it all takes place in less than a couple of months, or it is this?
Oh gosh, I hope so.
Or they flash them out. By the
hope
way,
so.
guys, I did look. It is Fridays from now on. So June
It's
3rd
Fridays.
is the next release.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay, and there's only all right. So we get 2, and then June 3rd. Okay, so June 3rd, basically through the end of June, we're gonna get them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I'm gonna put a bingo card together.
Alrighty.
Cool.
I don't know if we missed anybody.
What about
Is there any shot of like a Captain Rex or somebody like that?
Well, any clone you'd be able to see. You can kind of say that about any of them. Doesn't that count? Whatever clone.
I mean, they're definitely around somewhere.
Well, Captain Rex shows up in Rebels, right?
Yeah,
and that's what I'm looking at. If Captain Rex is retired in Rebels,
Rex, Gregor, and Hawk.
I forget the other one.
We're going to see some old clones, perhaps.
Ken is saying I might get Jackson the Rabbit.
Does Asoka show up? We might as well put Howard the Duck on the card if we're going to do that.
No kidding.
Is Asoka show up anywhere?
I think so.
Why
I think
not?
she'll be there.
She's got to publicize her new series. What better way?
You got Cassian could be, and that I was asking about how long it goes. If it goes longer and gets closer to Cassian, you might see Mon Mothma and Cassian sort of at the end of whatever this series is, and it rolls into there.
Supposedly, his series takes place 4 years before Rogue One, so
which is about 5. So
5
maybe
years
4,
above.
maybe 1.
Yeah, past this one. So
I'm off 1 year.
Tina wants a copy of the card, of the bingo card.
I need to make it. Yeah. I need to find a randomizer somewhere for bingo so I can just put all these in and it'll come up with it and we can play along. Because, look, Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to be the center square because everybody's going to get him. And Vader's going to be a giveaway that's everybody's going to get. And then after that, it becomes the Inquisitors and things. But
where they are. Yep.
Or Palpatine.
Mary just tuned in.
Hey, there's Mary.
Yeah.
We're talking bingo, so she heard us. She does her bingo every Tuesday.
Nice. Did someone say bingo? Nice.
She just won yesterday too, like 400 and some bucks.
Nice.
Mary.
Very
that's
cool.
nice.
My mom's a big bingo fan. She does all the time.
Do we have any predictions for celebration announcements, or do we want to go a little bit into history?
So
it's got to be a new Star Wars movie that we don't know about. Definitely.
Well, I'll tell you what was missing from all the stuff that we just talked about was Bad Batch Season 2. Where's it? When's it coming out? And
now, what I've heard is it's before Asoka. Or sorry, before...
But nobody's talking about it.
No one's talking about it.
I want to know what happens there.
What's the when it's coming out? Late 2022?
There is a panel for
Cassian
Bad Batch Season 2. And I expect we'll get an announcement on when that'll come out from that.
Yeah, so I believe Bad Batch is going to be like this time next year. I thought was what was.
Well, that'd be cool. If you look at this lineup for, I mean, these are the appearances, right? So
I don't even want to see this.
Part of this.
This is depressing.
It just keeps going and going and going. D. Bradley Baker and Emily Swallow, who was the armorer, and Ian McGregor in the middle there. There's Moff Gideon and the Emperor and Chewbacca.
I got his autograph. I met him.
Jonas?
Yeah, I met him.
That's cool. That's
Kevin
really cool.
Thompson. I met him. I got his autograph.
This is what Celebration's all about. I mean, and there's a fast pass system. I forget they don't call it fast pass.
Kevin Thompson's actually going to be in Obi-Wan.
And you just passed up Katie Sackhoff, who's Bo-Katan.
Yes, Bo-Katan.
And she also did. I didn't know this till maybe I knew it before and I just didn't remember it. But she did the voice of Bo-Katan and Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she did the voice, and then they hired her to be her, which is pretty amazing.
You
wonder
may
if they-
recognize a couple of these people coming up here, Jimmy, where they might be a little further down. Some of the merchandising people are the same ones that we saw in Walt Disney World recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Except now it's Lucasfilm that they got. There's Doug Chang in the middle there. He's always awesome.
Yeah, I got his autograph.
There's Lisa on the right. I think you talked to her about Guardians merchandise, if I remember right.
And the Magic Bands, I think you talked to her about.
Ethan Sachs. He's the comic book. He's the comic book guy. He's doing the Bounty Hunter series right now. But I mean, this is what Celebration's all about. This thing just keeps going and going and going and going. And
Sure, definitely. That's what it's all about.
It's a lot.
Hey, Louis.
There's
Join
a
us
lot.
in the chat.
All right, so all of that's cool. Then you also have, your complete list of panels and what's happening. And if you go Disney Parks and check out the panels, there's Star Tours, Celebration at a Kingdom Not So Far Away, merchandise sneak peek from a galaxy far, far away to a Disney park near you. That's kind of cool.
We be
35
getting a
years of
new
Star
Star Tours, perhaps.
Well, 35 years of Star Tours. That tells me they're just going to talk about the history.
Gotcha.
There's some merch in Disney Springs that I saw posted today. Some
New merch?
35-year merch for Star Tours.
Yes. Oh, Star
That's
Tours
what it looks
35.
like.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So original Captain. Oh, Star Wars nostalgia. We
Captain
gotta look at
Rex.
that. The art of Star Wars poster collecting. I mean, these are the toys that made us. Star Wars 5th anniversary look back. How about that? The toys that made us is 5 years ago.
Great show.
Wow.
That's an awesome show.
Yeah.
Star
Wars
awesome
Trailer
stuff.
Park.
Yeah.
What's the coming attraction for some of the trailers? Okay.
There is, this is the 5 days and all
And
of
what's
the things
cool?
going on.
What's cool about Celebration is like there's these panels, and yes, they got the big ones where they make the big announcements and everybody wants to get into, but then they'll also have a small one off to the side that nobody really cares like whether they go to or not, and they'll make a huge
Those are the
announcement
best
there,
ones.
or George Lucas will walk out on that one or something like that, or John Williams will come to that one, and it's just like whoa, and there's like 100 people in the audience only.
That's pretty cool.
You want to go to
You know
all
what?
of
If
them.
I'm one of those guys,
Yeah.
that's where I want to go. I want to go into that one.
Well, yeah, but you don't know until you're there.
Right.
That this is who's going to be there.
Yeah. One more quick thing that I'm going to scan through, and that's
I can't say no
merchandise.
John Williams. Forget about it. He's not going.
Yeah.
You might
No
be there.
John
You
Williams,
just
forget
haven't announced it yet. You won't be there signing. John
This is
Williams
just
isn't
merch
signing.
that I'm going to let this go through, but this is some of the merchandise that'll be on the show floor, which will sell out immediately. And oh my
Well,
gosh,
you have to win a lottery to get an opportunity to buy.
do you have to win
Uh,
a lottery
yeah.
to?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
or you
want-
can stand in line for
That's a
6
cool
hours.
watch.
I want that Citizen Watch.
Does the X-wing turn on that?
There was an X-wing and a TIE fighter.
So
I'm
like,
going to go back up to see.
are they hands on it, or is that the hand?
No,
No, I
that
think
hand looks like
No,
it's here
they're
and
just
there.
drawn on there.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's just it's still
Right
pretty
on.
cool.
They're still cool
Cool
though.
if it
That
was
would be
in
cool if it was on the hands. I'm with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would have. Yeah.
That would be like so 1985.
And
If they had
Tina has a
Starship
great
Television.
question.
It would
Tina,
be
I'm going to get
digital.
right back to that in a
It would just
second.
be
Because
numbers.
yes, the main stages are all online. I got a link here in a second. Basically, it is it's StarWars.com or YouTube.com/Star Wars is the official stream. I'll get in a second to some of those times. That's the last thing I wanted to talk about. But
The thing with those main stages when they do them online is they don't show, like, say they're going to show like parts of Kenobi season 2 or parts.
yeah,
of
they
Ahsoka,
won't show it.
That will get blacked out. Like you won't get to see that,
Yes.
but you'll get to see the question and answer part.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. Look at all these pops, man.
I'm
Nice.
done with pops. I got too many pops.
I saw a
I like that one right there.
today. Disco
Oh,
Cody
that's a good
went too far.
I like this set.
That set's cool.
Grogu, of course. Why not?
That's a cool one though. It's different.
All the Funkos. More figures.
Stormtrooper wasn't bad.
It's in the Kenner looking.
There's just stuff
What is that?
everywhere.
Lots of stuff.
Force figure.
Lots of stuff. I don't know what the Vader is.
$2,500.
Nice.
Take two.
Is that a whole? Is that a suit?
First to market Darth
It's a
Vader
porcelain figure.
Oh
Wow.
Porcelain figurine. I have no idea how big it is.
And the droids?
The droids are pins.
Yeah.
That's a pop pin set.
Looks like a mystery box, I guess.
Yeah, it looked like a mystery box. The 3PO bag's
The
interesting.
backpack was an X-wing. I wonder how long.
There's $100 Darth Vader plush.
Hmm.
Yeah, no.
Well,
I
that's
do
the other
like
thing
this
too,
watch
is-
band.
It's a nice watch band.
I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of the Citizen Watch, isn't it?
Similar. Well, that's the. I have a version of that right now. It's a different version, but my watch band is Vader. It's an Apple Watch band. So it's just a band at $40. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Apologies.
Ken Skidmore says he saw a pop of Han Solo and Carbonite.
That would be cool.
If you really
That'd be
want,
cool.
if you really want Han Solo and Carbonite, you got to check out Craig Skaggs' because it's incredible.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is absolutely true. All right, let me jump back to one thing here. And this is for Tina. How to experience at home. This is what they put down. So it starts tomorrow. So tomorrow at 12:30 PT, 12:30 Pacific. So 3:30 back here on the East Coast.
So 2:30. I'm off at 2 tomorrow. So that works.
You're off
out
at
nice.
2, so it starts at 2:30 for you.
Perfect.
For us on
starts at 2:30
Jimmy,
for
it's
me.
2:30. Jimmy or Ed, is that after school? 3:30.
3:30 is after school.
So that's when it starts.
When the bells ring.
StarWars.com or YouTube.com/Star Wars.
Throw it up on the TV.
Yeah, throw it up on the TV.
Big
Start
screen.
watching it there. There'll be live blogging and streams and all that other stuff. So that's where you get it.
Nice.
That's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
The other thing too
So
that's
that's
really
what I'll be
cool that they
doing.
do at Celebration that they don't do at other cons is like if you have to win the lottery to get into the big panels. And if you don't win the lottery, it's not a total loss because they still have a huge screen on the floor that you could watch it from. You
So
know what
like
I mean?
out in the hall. Yeah, it's like the overflow, right?
Yeah, they have the stage, and then they have a screen there, so you can at least get to see it there. Like when I saw the trailer for Rise of Skywalker, I didn't get the lottery to get into the panel, but I still was able to watch it live with a group of thousands of people all around
Which is still not
standing up.
bad. Still better
Yeah,
than not being there.
Yeah, which was awesome that they do that as opposed to
Just
letting you
blocking you out. Give you an opportunity at least to see it live with everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the only one of us that has the Oculus there is you, right, Ed?
Yeah, I was gonna talk.
Do you
about
have one, Jimmy?
this too. Yeah.
Yep.
There's
Jimmy's
a
got one.
really good ride through of the old Disneyland ride where you go into the microscope out there. Disney Nerds podcast video YouTube page. I put the video out there of it, which is really cool. Also, but the
Which
Disney
attraction
World-
is it?
It's I can't. It's the
Honey,
one
I
where
Shrunk
they
the
shrink
Kids?
you down and put you through the microscope, and you see the whole microscopic world.
Body Wars?
In Disneyland. No, it was in Disneyland.
No,
the
at
old-
Disneyland. That was
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
way
no, I
way
can think
before
of the
this. We're
song.
talking
I can-
50s,
the
60s.
Molecule song. The
Right. Mhm.
I could the song's in my mind, but I
But
can't
it's-
remember the name of the
Couldn't
attraction.
tell you the name, but it's a really good one. But what
Okay.
he's talking about is they have
Miracles from Molecules. That was the song. It was a Sherman.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally buy that one. But the the YouTube VR channel is pretty specific, and their YouTube videos are awesome because they're 360. Normally on your computer, you're swinging with your mouse to move them around and see what's behind you. But of course, with the VR goggles, you just have to turn around. But there's a lot of good videos out there like that.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
This is cool stuff all the way along. So much happening. So much speculation we can come up with. We got a bingo card on characters that could show up. And you know what? I'm not going to put the ones we know are going to be in there. I'm going to put the ones that we think might be in there. Except
Yeah.
I'll make Obi-Wan the center square.
Yeah.
Adventure
because he'll be there.
Adventure through inner space.
That's it. Adventure
There
through
we
inner
go.
space. Miracles
There we
from
go. That's it.
Molecules.
That's it.
Yep.
Miracles.
Adventures through inner space. That's totally it. And it's from
Sweet.
getting into the car. You're in a car that almost looks like the Haunted Mansion, the type of vehicle, and you go through the entire ride. It's pretty cool. At the end, you're in a bunch of molecules, and then you get blown back up.
Is it like actual footage from back then, or did somebody
Nope.
recreate
Animated.
it in 3D?
It's pretty animated. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds cool though.
But
I like it.
Yeah, very much so. I'm waiting for someone to do Spaceship Earth, so hopefully soon. Get on it.
Yeah.
With the go-go boots and
You,
everything.
Ed. You.
It's you, Ed. Yeah.
There you go, Ed.
Film it.
You're, you're not busy.
Yeah, let me get right on that.
So what any other speculation on announcements from from Celebration, what we might hear? Do you think we'll get, if I look at that timeline again, I'm not going to bring it up, but if you look at it, there's a couple of things we didn't get.
Do we think there's going to be a movie release in the theater? Yes or no? Announcement.
They're supposed to be. They had one on their original schedule, right?
Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
What
It's going to be the new. It's going to be 11, no, 9, 10, 11, 12 are the next set of movies.
A new trilogy announcement.
Yep.
Not a standalone. Not a standalone.
I think they're screaming right now about their standalones. The last articles I've been reading this week is they're not going to do a solo movie again. They're not going to do any of the movies where they recast any of these characters. So we're moving forward.
Well, the other thing too is,
are we moving backwards?
High Republic.
Right? Yes. Are we moving backwards?
Yoda as in his midlife, or as a young man.
Or are we just going to use CGI? They just said they aren't going to recast the characters anymore. They didn't say there wouldn't be movies about them.
Nah. We'll see.
I don't know. I mean, Rogue One CGI'd.
They did. They went
Moff Tarkin and
I cut Rogue One slack because they filled in those puzzle pieces of canon between the beginning of New Hope and whatever happened before it. They gave us a lot, so I give them a little benefit of using the CGI in there with Tarkin and whoever else they needed to make it look realistic.
Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie in the past 20 years.
I like Solo just as much. I think they're both great movies.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Solo not as much, but I definitely like them both. It's really
Solo and Rogue One. Yeah, I agree. Are my two favorites of the.
I think they could have done in retrospect. Rogue One could have ended differently. I would have liked to have seen Jalen and Cassian get off of the planet somehow at the end.
No, I liked it that they didn't.
Well, here's what I think though. If that had happened, nobody knew what was going to happen with Carrie Fisher. But if that had happened, Jalen could have come back and carried on as that character in the later trilogies. I think it could have been an interesting story.
And we didn't hear anything of them in episodes 4, 5, and 6, though.
True.
Yeah.
Already. So
so already.
Yeah, they were gone.
Well, where were they?
Yeah.
Right.
I had a broken leg.
Why
I couldn't.
Hell doesn't Obi-Wan remember R2?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I'm wondering that now for any new characters or things that they introduce in the Obi-Wan series. Is that, Ed, like you said, going to mess up the canon as we know it? In the fact that when did Vader last confront Obi-Wan, and for Obi-Wan to say, "Oh, it's been years" or whatever. Well, we assumed that was episode 3, but now it's not.
Right. Yeah. Well, someone mentioned earlier how in the trailer Obi-Wan showed he's sensing Vader, perhaps like around the corner. Yeah, that could very well be the truth, but he also could not see him then and blow it off or get away and not see him. So we're going to see. I don't think he's going to see him in this 6 episodes. I just don't think it's going to break the New Hope canon that way. But
so Ed's saying they're not going to meet. I was leaning that way at first, but now that I thought about it more, I think they will meet.
I think they're going to fight.
Fair enough.
Well, we know they're going to fight because they're rehearsing it. Is it a flashback or is it?
Like Jimmy was saying,
right? Yeah.
Or is it
like Jimmy was saying, those pictures that they show don't mean anything.
Or is it?
They had all those actresses doing the
redirection
princesses before. Redirection. And even Kathleen Kennedy's interview where she said that, well, we're not Solo. We learned the lessons from Solo, what not to do. That doesn't mean that they're not going to do a Solo 2. They just will be smarter when they release it. They'll be smarter hiring the right director to begin with and not have director replace director, replace director, replace director.
Yeah.
They will get Ron Howard from the beginning and don't call in 5 different guys to do it.
That's right. That's right.
Correct.
Yeah. So she said that we've learned our lessons from Solo. Doesn't mean we're not doing it anymore. I think we're going to get a Solo 2 announcement.
Perhaps. I mean, definitely.
Maybe. I mean, something happens next. They left it there. What happens?
And there's 3 stars in that movie. So.
I mean, at the end of that movie, Kira takes off in that the yacht. What was the yacht called? Dryden Voss's yacht. I'm blanking on the name.
And I tell you there's so many Han Solo stories out there and Lando Calrissian stories between them showing up on the scene in New Hope. Definitely worth it, and I would go see it.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to not see it.
Well, sure. And by the way, Ken's also right there. His point was Obi-Wan just flat out lying? And I would say it depends on your point of view. Is what?
Obi-Wan he does that a lot. It depends on your point of view. You told me.
Yes, he was lying.
My father was murdered by Vader. Well,
well,
from a
depends
certain
on-
point of view, he was.
Rise of Resistance, I've seen that 360 VR. That is really cool. When you go through the cannon room and they're shooting off the cannons in the side of the ship there, you're looking all over the place. It's like you're really there. So yeah, I got to figure out how to take that video. So we'll get some more.
definitely.
It'll be fun.
So I'm hoping that I think collectively are hoping they announce a movie of some sort or a trilogy, maybe from the High Republic, maybe not. That would
Another
be awesome
cartoon
to hear.
series, perhaps too.
Maybe. Well, I would love to hear a date for Bad Batch season 2, which was missing from anything that Vanity Fair article talked about. In fact, when it talks about it, there's a different director, and Filoni just basically gave that to somebody else, the animation, which is where he came from.
Gotcha. High Republic animation. Maybe
High
we'll go in
Republic
that direction.
animation. Something to pick up those books. The books are there. It's set in canon. Now maybe there's a movie adaptation there somewhere. Could be. Cool. Guys, this has been fun for certain.
Yeah,
I
good
could keep
times.
talking and keep talking. But I
mean, it wasn't as fun as going to
Yeah, go
Celebration,
ahead.
but I'm glad we did this.
Can I- real quick, before we finish up, guys, if you have any interest in trivia, we're going to be doing Trivia Disney Nerds podcast tomorrow night, 9:00 over on Facebook, Eastern Standard Time. We're trying it out for the first time, so be easy on us. We're probably going to try 3 rounds, and come on out, check it out, and have fun. Prizes.
Yeah, tomorrow being May the 26th. Let's throw that out there, which is the
Correct.
day before the Obi-Wan stuff drops. So it might be a little trivia as I kill time to wait for them to drop it. No, it drops at 3 a.m. on the East Coast. It's midnight on the.
Is there going to
that's
be
gonna
Star Wars
hurt.
trivia or Muppet trivia in that
Perhaps.
Disney Nerds
Perhaps.
trivia?
You never know. You never
right,
know.
man.
All right, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Good night, all. We will be in touch. Thank you guys for hanging out with me as always. I love talking Star Wars. We got to do it again. Maybe not wait 3 months before we do it again. Maybe a month or a couple of weeks, but we'll do it again. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Listening to WRRT Womprat Radio Tatooine.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.
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 May the Force be with us all.
And may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with us.
May the Force be with you.
And may the Force be with us.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you both.
May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with us.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
The Force will be with you. Always. Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with us.